bear with me. On October 4th last year, one of our dearest friends, Stephen Mooers, passed away from cancer at age 67. We pay tribute to Steve today and are proud to announce the Stephen B. Mooers Memorial Awards. Stephen was Chief Executive Officer for Housing Services at Bancor's Community Action Agency, and that's based here in Bangor. In his more than 35 years there, he oversaw home insulation, weatherization, surplus food distribution, and eventually the Affordable Housing Development Program. He also served on several nonprofit boards in the area and was a huge community participant. His energy and enthusiasm for helping others was witnessed in not only in this region but across the state. Stephen was a steadfast believer in the work that we all do throughout Maine to provide homes for lower income individuals and families and ensure that people are warm in the winter. It was a year ago that many of us gathered nearby for Stephen's memorial service. It was a celebration of his life, filled with so much laughter you could feel his presence in the room, laughing along with us. It's the loss of that strong, comfortable presence that we enjoyed being around that made Stephen's passing so tough. He was the kind of person who had the ability to bring people together in friendship and in partnership for causes that mattered to him, and as people would get to know him, soon adopted those passions. Today, Maine Housing is proud to present two Stephen B. Mooers Memorial Awards, that's a little bit of a tongue twister there for me, who share the same dedication that Stephen did, one to an individual for a lifetime of achievement, and to a business as the best business partner. So I would like to ask Jen to join me here on stage. I know I'm going to butcher her name again, but Jen Josia. All right, I did it. Jen was a longtime partner and good friend of Steve's, and we appreciate her coming up to the stage. At this time, because we're going to do Best Partner, I would also ask Craig Reynolds to join us on the stage. And the recipient of the Stephen B. Mooers Lifetime Achievement Award for Business is Bangor Savings, the statewide financial institution headquartered right here in Bangor. Bangor Savings regularly demonstrates the attributes of a strong leader, and it's aggressive in a good way. The American Reinvestment Recovery Act provided funds that at Maine Housing we use to incentivize businesses and first-time homebuyers to take the chance and lend and get loans and lending opportunities that were presented to them by our partners at Bangor Savings. Let's do some quick numbers. Since 2010, Bangor Savings has made over $49.6 million in construction loans for multifamily development and has provided more than $4 million in grants and loans as permanent financing. They are preliminarily conventional lender in over 35% of all of the transactions since 2010. Bangor Savings also has opened its door to home ownership for first-time home buyers and has been our #1 Green Key lender since 2008, which is more than 20% of our first-time home buyer loans. It's a pretty impressive track record and numbers. Today, we'd like to thank John Moore on behalf of Maine Housing and his representing Bangor Savings here today. John, thank you very much, and thank you, everybody.
I'm so pleased to receive an award in Steve's name. You know, we had a very similar last name, and I suppose we were members of the same Scottish clan at some distant point in our background. But Steve and I, we used to ride along together in carpool down to affordable housing meetings in Portland and Augusta, and we represent the northern contingent. And Steve was a great friend and a true colleague. And one of the things we shared mostly is that this work is not an occupation, but a vocation. Those of us who do this work feel called to do it because we're asked to make a difference in the lives of others. And Steve, you know, and I had the same sense that there was something remarkable about our employers, that we were able to work for organizations that supported our passion and our energy for this work. And we used to both joke about how important Ronald Reagan was to the future of affordable housing and the Affordable Housing Act of 1986. And we both believed that we were, in effect, using good Republican means to accomplish noble Democrat ends. And so, regardless of what the political season was, Steve and I would fire on down the highway and say, let's do this. Let's find a way to say yes. Let's find a way to make a difference for others. And he's deeply missed and deeply treasured in our memories. Thank you.
Sometimes it takes a housing conference to have a family reunion. The person we've selected for the first recipient of the Stephen B. Mooers Memorial Award for Lifetime Achievement for an individual is our patriarch, our mentor, and our friend. Most importantly, I think you'd agree that he is a hero, that those of us who are less fortunate, people who are homeless, hungry, trying to stay warm, or looking for answers at the bottom of the bottle. The foundation for which many of the homeless shelters throughout Maine have now operate was laid by this man more than 30 years ago when he faced with obstacles along the way would turn them into opportunities. Today we are proud to present the Stephen B. Mooers Memorial Award for Lifetime Achievement to Don G. We thank his daughter Megan for hoodwinking him into showing up today and coming out of retirement for the housing conference. It was a surprise award, obviously. Well, we hope it was. In 1985, with a background in substance abuse services, Don walked into a beat-up old brick building with peeling lead paint to be the director of what was to become the York County Alcoholism Shelter in Alfred, Maine. It would have been easier for Don to turn and walk away and not take the job. Alcoholism was somebody else's problem, usually somebody who was homeless, a hobo, or a loser. But people needed help, and the building provided the foundation to give the help, and Don, who was pretty easygoing with his wicked sense of humor and his laid-back demeanor, can fool you. He's not shy of challenges. I have known Don for several years, and since he came to Maine from Iowa back in 1985, many people have crossed paths with Don and would agree what a wonderful person. Don served 7 years as a commissioner on the Maine State Housing Board of Commissioners, and during his tenure, he championed numerous homeless, his first transitional housing grant in the country. After the Stephen B. McKinney Homeless Assistance Act was passed in '87, just providing an overnight bed is not hard. Anyone can fill an emergency shelter. The trick is emptying the damn thing out. Don said that. He said that in a Maine Sunday Telegram article about his retirement. If you expect to solve a problem that homeless people come with, then you've got to address them yourself. Don has not completely walked away from the issue of homelessness. He has written a collection of stories gleaned from his experience of working with individuals who are homeless, and truly gritty recollections of people who have spent 2 or 3 years getting drunk just to survive on the planet they no longer want to be on. His manuscripts will be fine-tuned while he attends writers' workshops in the same barn that Ernest Hemingway lived. Well, we're hoping to see that published soon. Don once told me he envisions a time, maybe 5 years down the road, when dogfights over Band-Aids, a reference to squabbling over money to finance operations of emergency homeless shelters will end, and the treatment of people's needs first becomes commonplace. That would be quite an accomplishment, something we all strive for. Don, thank you for all you've done, but for me, thank you for the years of friendship. I am still here and hope to be here for a while longer. Please help me in presenting to present the Stephen B. Mooers Memorial Award for Lifetime Achievement to Donald Jean. What Don is holding is a kind of a scrapbook of mementos and of things that people had to say about him during his time at York County Shelters and the work that he's done here in the state of Maine. And we thank everybody who contributed, and also want to let you know there's a couple of pages out at the registration desk that folks that didn't get a chance to write something might want to just write a short comment for Don in that.
Look like nice things. This is very surprising. I'm honored and terrifically surprised. I came up because it just happens that we're signing a contract to buy the brothers' land tomorrow. We've only been working on it for 30 years. Did a good job. You just never know some mornings when you get up. You know, it's like Forrest Gump, you know. It's like a box of chocolates. You just never know what you're going to get. And my day started out different from getting an award for anything. I got up at 4:30 and went to the bathroom and opened the door, and the knob came off in my hand. And I thought, here it goes. It's one of those days. Got a butter knife and got down there and opened the damn thing. And brushing my teeth, and the handle broke off of my toothbrush. So I got this little brush doing this number and grabbed my briefcase, and the handle came off, and I threw my computer and crap all over the floor, and it's still there. And I've been afraid to go to the bathroom all day. It's an honor. It's a great honor to receive this award from this group, which really in this group are most of the people I really respect and like in the world. And I greatly appreciate being honored by the Maine State Housing Authority and the Maine Association of Affordable Housing, these two groups that are doing all of it as far as I'm concerned. So thank you very much.
Just a small gift. It's nothing big, but it really kind of sums up to me what you've meant to me over the last couple of years. You've been extremely encouraging and somebody who I've been able to go to and talk to. You've actually, what I would call, to be my moral compass. So I'm hoping that you'll take this small token of my appreciation for everything that you've done, especially for me personally. Thank you very much.